And joining us right now to talk about this debacle that's going on, Aaron Rodgers potentially going to the 49ers. Okay, let's talk more about it. Join with us now is my girl, Natasha Paul from the I'm Set podcast. Thank you so much for joining this Women's Wednesday edition of Brother from Another.
Thank you guys for having me.
So let's talk about it. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be a Jet. That's all we've been hearing about. He's going to be a Jet. The Packers have said that they are not asking for a first round draft pick. Feels like a slam dunk thing, right? Here comes the 49ers
Right.
putting their hat in the ring saying, well, maybe we could use a quarterback. Now, I want to be clear that I don't think that the 49ers have a lot of cap space. From what I understand, it's about $3 million. So I don't know how that's going to work. But when you look at their roster, obviously they were in the NFC Championship game with Brock Purdy, who eventually exited the game with an injury. So what do you like about this situation? Do you prefer Aaron Rodgers as a Jet? Do you keep him in the conference of the NFC with the 49ers, which obviously is something that we do have to make sure that we discuss, because if you're the Packers, that doesn't benefit you any, but nonetheless,
Right.
it's all about who's going to give you the most in return. Where do you think Aaron Rodgers goes? Or does he stay in Green Bay?
Well, if I'm the Jets, feeling really salty because they have bent over backwards trying to sign everybody and their mother that Aaron Rodgers would possibly have suggested. They signed Alan Lazard. We heard they were trying to sign Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis. Like I said, everybody they can get on the table to make Aaron Rodgers happy. So now here comes the 49ers. And like you said, I just don't see that happening. The 49ers and the Packers, first of all, don't have a good history.
Right.
And secondly, how are they even going to make it possible to make that trade happen? As far as I know, the 49ers don't even have any first round picks. I know the Packers say they're not asking for first round picks, but they don't have anything to really bring to the table except like some third round picks, I think it is. So, I mean, what is that going to do? So I think in the long term, Aaron Rodgers will end up with the Jets. I think maybe the Packers are trying to play their cards so that the Jets will remove that 2025 conditional pick should Aaron Rodgers decide to retire magically, because you never know what Aaron Rodgers wants to do from Sunday to Monday, to be honest.
I just have to say this about Aaron Rodgers. I'm tired of talking about him, Reeta and Natasha. I mean, whether it's his feed or his dark hideouts, and now we have to talk about how long he's making the Jets wait. And let's be honest, Jets fans, out of any fans, they're tired of waiting. They want greatness in this organization. I mean, sick and tired of being sick and tired. And last year, when they started to have some success, then they had that quarterback drama. And you thought they wanted to get away from quarterback drama, but i.e. insert Aaron Rodgers. And we're having this conversation now. And like you said, the 49ers, we don't have much to offer. Like you said, some third round picks, potentially maybe a future first rounder if we're looking at the future draft in 2024. But all that to say, you said Aaron Rodgers happy. And Natasha made me think, I don't think we've seen Aaron Rodgers happy. It's always something wrong. The Packers couldn't keep him happy. Obviously, something's not keeping him happy with the Jets. That's why we're still here. And they haven't been able to make sides meet. So all that being said, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he even talked about it. He said before he went that dark hole, Reeta and Natasha, 90% chance that he was going to retire. Like a 90% chance that he was just going to walk away from the game and be done. But that's not Aaron Rodgers. He loves this. He loves us talking about him. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
Natasha, just going off of that, and what's the perfect situation for Aaron Rodgers? I mean, is there anything else that the Jets can do to make him happy? I mean, or what steps does Aaron Rodgers need to take to make himself happy?
Maybe go in another dark hole. I'm not really sure because like you said, it's really, really hard to make this man happy. And if I'm the Jets, I'm really cautious about Aaron Rodgers to begin with, because what we've seen with Aaron Rodgers in the past and even last season is he's pointing fingers at everybody but himself. So let's say he does go to the Jets organization now. It's a young team. They got a lot of young players. And what they're going to get from Aaron Rodgers is exactly what happened in Green Bay last season. If things don't go exactly his way and, the ball's not dropping exactly where he wants it to, and, the stars don't align, it's going to be, well, he didn't do this and he didn't do that and the defense didn't do that. And these are really young guys who are impressionable. They are. So they need a leader, not somebody who's going to be pointing fingers at them.
Well, there is a potential another quarterback in the market, and that is Patriots Mac Jones. Now, listen, I don't know where this is going to go because Aaron Rodgers obviously is, and the Packers are not really on the same page in terms of how they want to depart here. But Mac Jones allegedly is on the chopping block, or excuse me, the trade block. I don't know how you feel about that. My thoughts are Mac Jones shouldn't have been a first round draft pick to begin with. But what do I know? I just watch college football and I see guys that I don't think are that good. But that's just me. Do you think that Mac Jones could potentially be someone that can contribute to a football team like the 49ers that's clearly loaded at talent and that they just really need a game manager at that point?
Not right now, not Mac Jones right now. Maybe the first year Mac Jones when he had all that swag and he was throwing for almost 4,000 yards and, putting up the numbers. But last season was a significant decline. And whatever happened between him and Bill got in Mac's head. And, Emperor Palpatine has managed to basically, I don't know what he did to this kid, but you are absolutely right. Mac should not have been a first round pick. I don't even know how he managed to get to the Pro Bowl like that, but okay, he did it. Good for him. You can't take anything away from people what they do. But at the end of the day, I don't see how Mac Jones can come from last season and just make a significant recovery back to Mac Jones of 2021.
And just bouncing off of that, like you said, I mean, Mac Jones gave us a little thrill, like you said. And then we saw the Mac Jones that I think we knew, the one that you that he should have been a first rounder, kind of more the same. Obviously, there's some dysfunction there. Now, you can also look at who he had running the offense in New England. But again, not just pointing fingers at everyone. But all that to say, as we look at New England, right, and we look at the AFC East, right, you look at the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins. We just talked about the Jets. Quarterback play is going to matter. I mean, Bill Belichick's going to have to get it done without Brady. Brady's no longer available. So whether it's Mac, we saw Bailey Zappi last year. I mean, what are the Patriots going to do? I mean, Natasha, they added all these great offensive weapons, but they're going to need somebody to throw the ball to them, somebody that is reliable. So what's the future look like in New England if Mac Jones is potentially on the trade block?
And before Natasha responds to that, remember Meek Mill apparently went to Robert Kraft and said,
I was just about to say,
talked to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson said he'll be a Patriot, even though Asante Samuel said, nah, you don't really want to go there. That ain't what you're going to do. But, I mean, essentially, could they be trying to move on to get a guy like Lamar Jackson?
Like a Lamar, yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson would be great anywhere, let's be honest. But does Lamar want to play for Bill Belichick? Tom Brady did it for all those years because they were winning. They were winning. So it's easy to deal with a crappy boss if you're winning. Like, okay, whatever, I'll deal with the BS and I'm still going to get the ring at the end of the year. But what's going to happen if, like they say, Lamar goes into New England and does end up playing for the Patriots and Bill Belichick? He's going to end up having to have all these expectations immediately. Like, we need you to be Lamar Jackson and take us all the way immediately. There's going to be no room for error for him. So I just don't see that being a good look for Lamar. Maybe Lamar is okay with that kind of pressure. I mean, the kid is special. So maybe he's okay with going and living that kind of life. And maybe he believes in himself. He could say, okay, I'm going to win, so I'm going to be like Brady. Like, it doesn't matter if my boss is crappy because I'm going to be winning anyway. But for the Patriots, what they really should have done is just, maybe not created that bad blood with Mac Jones. Try to like you say, develop him. It's only been 2 seasons. It's literally only been 2 seasons, and they're already walking away from him, which is just crazy. Now, back to what you said, Kelsey, they have had a lot of turnover when it comes to their offensive coordinator, their QB coach, and now we have Bill O'Brien who's back there. And say what you want to say about Bill. He did a really good job with Bryce Young. He had Deshaun Watson, was able to develop him as well. So now we're coming back to the Patriots. Maybe you can say, okay, Bill O'Brien can do something with Mac Jones, but we're probably never going to see that because there's too much beef already happening in New England.
I do think that this is a conversation to be had, though, because, while we're talking, you mentioned Bryce Young, and obviously he's coming out of the draft. And while Bryce Young is one of the, I guess, 5 guys that people have really, harped on, or top 4 guys, there are other guys in the draft that the New England Patriots can go to. There's Hendon Hooker, there's Tanner McKee. There's Max Duggan. So they're not really in a position to get one of the top 4, I don't think. But I do think that there's other guys in the draft that they could potentially go to and say, this guy could probably be a better player. I'm a big fan of Hooker. And I think that if he doesn't tear his knee, I think that he's in the first round conversation easily. And that injury and age, because essentially he's 25 years old, is what's stopping him from having the first round grade that all the others are having currently.
Absolutely. And like you said, for New England to be in the conversation for those top guys, it doesn't sound realistic, right? But going after some of these other players does. However, again, with the Patriots, there's a lot of expectations immediately for anyone who comes in there. So will they have the patience to develop someone and say, okay, we need to develop someone? Or maybe they should just go find a veteran quarterback and say, okay, you can learn and develop from him. But either way, they need to do something that makes sense. And I don't think, for example, going back to Lamar, I don't think Lamar going to New England is going to make a lot of sense. I don't think they're going to give up what they need to give up to get him anyway.
Yeah, a little cheap.
Yeah, and we're not hearing that there's any, just a little cheap. And we're not hearing that there's interest, unfortunately, either, from that matter. I mean, Lamar is probably just waiting for that phone to ring from somebody. But we've already heard New England is probably not going to be making that phone call. But as you said, I think, what team is willing to wait for these quarterbacks to develop? As you look at the draft, what is a quarterback that you can immediately throw on that football field to make change? Because let's be honest, New England has some work to do, especially after last season. They're going to want to make a statement, want to make some noise. Again, you keep with Mac, or as Reeta mentioned, there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of this draft class. Which guy will be ready to step up? But I think if I'm New England, where are they, the 14th pick right now? I mean, who will be available at that point in time? I think that truly is going to matter, Natasha.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if I don't think that they're a team that moves up. I think that they're a team that stays. Before we let you go, Tasha, you are a big NBA girl. We talked about MVP. We talked MVP. And if you had to choose right now, who's your MVP pick? Giannis.
I don't even know why we're everybody squabbling over Embiid or Jokic. Like, I'm so tired of hearing about those two. Like, Giannis should be the MVP, absolutely, hands down. And just so you guys know, they're winning it all again. Giannis is going to get the ring again.
Okay,
I like the hot
statement.
Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate you. I'm Set, the podcast. If you want to check her out.
Thank you, ladies.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.